ask the inspector to conduct a roll call of the members.
Ms. Kuhn,
Present.
Mr. McKellen,
Present.
Mr. Rambacker,
Present.
Mr. Seeberger,
Right here.
Miss Elder, and Mr. Crawford.
Present. All right, it looks like we have a set of minutes that are outstanding from the meeting of December 14th, 2022, the last time the commission met. I will accept a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any corrections or commentary that should be added to the meeting minutes of December 14th, 2022? Hearing none, I will accept a motion to, or we'll take a vote on to accept a motion to approve the minutes. We've already got that.
We've got the motion, yes.
Okay, so let's go ahead and vote on that. Roll call, sir.
Ms. Kuhn,
Approved.
Yes.
Mr. McKellen,
Approved.
Mr. Rambacker,
Yes.
Mr. Seeberger,
Yes.
Mr. Crawford.
Yes. Motion passes. Minutes are accepted as submitted. Looks like we have new business for election of officers. Is that? So this is the first meeting we've had this year.
This year, yes.
I'll move that the existing officers continue in their present positions.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. For vice chairman, we already got that. Let's see. If I'm not mistaken, then, Tom, the next order of business is Amendment 583-23,
Yes.
the accessory solar energy systems amendments as requested by the trustees themselves.
Correct.
I would also accept a motion to dispense with the rules of order, at least in terms of a discussion and the markup that we're going to now get involved with.
I'm going to move to approve the amendment as proposed for discussion purposes.
And I will second that motion to put it on the table so we can discuss it.
Okay. Do we'll need a roll call, I guess, for that?
Ms. Kuhn,
Present.
Mr. McKellen,
Yes.
Mr. Rambacker,
Yes.
Mr. Seeberger,
The motion was simply to put this on.
For discussion purposes.
Okay, then yes.
and Mr. Crawford.
Yes. Okay. Tom has indicated to me that he has done much of the work in putting this together. So I think we can go ahead and get started. Tom, why don't you tell us, generally speaking, what this is intended to do and why we're doing it?
Okay. The Board of Zoning Appeals is there to handle those odd circumstances that the resolution really doesn't cover. Things like putting a shed when you have nothing but a slope on your backyard and you need to put it next to a property line. That's an odd event, and that would go to the BZA. The solar power 10 years ago was not a real common event, and so it went down into the books as a conditionally approved item. Today, we have maybe 2 solar power applications going into the BZA every month. It's a time that we need to start changing our thinking on solar power. And it is well established today. It might not have been as established 10 years ago. So there, some of the things that they wanted to make sure happened are regularly happening now. We have, AEP has a letter that they regularly send out when something is approved or not, when a solar power is approved. So a lot of those things that we needed to have done are in place. So we're trying to allow people to get a solar unit without waiting months and months to get one.
So make it a permitted use without conditions.
Right. Well, the few conditions will be in the regulations instead of
Okay.
being conditional.
Okay. All right. Anybody have any questions for Tom at this point?
I do, Tom. Are you seeing instances where solar's energy systems are being put in, not only for instance, the residential use by that owner, but also the commercial use of having the excess energy sold back to the power company?
What I've seen is in all of the applications that have come in, they've had enough power being generated to almost cover the household use. Generally speaking, unless it's we have a summer day that with no clouds at all day long, then it's hard to power up totally on those units. Out here in Ohio, they don't average full power. If they did average full power, it would still be just under what the average household would use for that day.
And I ask because I'm aware of some situations where residential owners have installed these type of systems in a way that's really over the top for purposes of powering up their own residence and actually are
Making money.
Right. Which, you know, I find no fault with that, except now it's a commercial purpose.
And they have a business in a residential area. But beside that, what we try and do is they have to give us an engineering booklet. And in there, it indicates how much power the system generates. And there's an average of generating power. And that's what we look for, is that household average. If it goes too high, then we question it. I haven't had one that was over what the household would use,
Now,
the average house.
I could be wrong, but isn't some of this selling back to the utility mandated by Congress?
Excess power can be sold back. And we don't really have a problem with that as long as it's not a regular thing and they're not just trying to make money off of it, off the system.
I sold a house 6 months ago that the man had a whole entire solar system sold. Let me try again. The system on the top of his house. He paid $16,000
Yep.
to have it put on. His bill roughly was $350 a month for his electric. It only saved him about $150 a month. He did get a grant. It was only about $6,000. In the long run, yes, it will save him, but until it's completely paid for, and again, we're in Ohio, he just doesn't generate enough sun to make money, in my perspective of that.
And we have a lot of trees in Ohio
Yeah.
that get in the way.
Yeah, I
So
think,
generally speaking, that's the case with most homes.
He kept trying to add the value to help sell it, and most people were like, show me where you're making money, or this is helping my electric bill, and in essence, it wasn't.
yeah, I think it would be atypical, but I am, as I said, aware of 2 instances where it is over the top.
Yeah.
It is an absolute eyesore if you're a neighbor or adjacent property owner, and the design and the effect clearly has been to enable sale back
Yeah.
in a commercial manner. So in looking at, and maybe we don't want to deal with that, but in looking at the amendment as proposed, I don't see anything that would throttle down on that. And I'm not sure there should be anything, but I raise the issue because you don't want the opportunist to create such a grid that it becomes,
Well, this is for residential properties. I mean, if a business wants to try and do it,
Yeah, is there a line there?
We do have in here that the intention can't be to make money off the system. The intention should be to save you money. As far as the line for business,
Residential versus commercial? So that
the only
yeah.
thing that I was concerned about was, in residential areas, we don't want solar panels just covering the whole neighborhood.
I can see a lot of pushback on that, though, too.
Well, we tried to keep all of the ground-mounted solar panels in commercial, so their backyards don't get filled up with them.
Right.
What we do allow in here is to have, if they've got a detached garage and they want to put panels on that, this allows that. Panels on your roof, this allows it. When they bring in the application, they have to show us on the drawing how the house sits and where the panels will sit on the roof, and how many panels will be placed on the roof.
I was disappointed. I thought he would have saved a lot more money. That's a lot of money, and he still has a monthly electric bill,
And
a
I've
couple
had them
$100s.
from $15,000 to $26,000
Yeah.
for an average size home. The number of panels didn't change that much. It's just the company you're dealing with.
Well, I think probably a third to a half of Plain Township residential are probably within homeowners associations, and they will frequently have their own rules.
They'll have their own, yes.
So,
But the panels don't reflect anymore, generally speaking. They use it's better if they don't because they can absorb more power.
Right.
So they use a different kind of glass or covering. So it's not going to be a bother as far as reflection to the neighbors. The only, if you want to call it a bother, is a visual
right.
of the roof.
yeah, and to me, I mean, I've seen them, and I'm starting to see this new metal roofing, and I don't think the solar panels look any worse than metal roofing.
Well, the solar panels are now, with the type of roofing you're speaking of, you don't have a big panel up there. And some of the installations, they take shingles or a type of shingle for the roof, and each one of those becomes a solar panel. So it looks more like your roof is just shingled
Yes.
than having these big panels up there. So they're modernizing very quickly.
well, and I'm sure that this goes without saying, but you've put together a recommendation here that accounts for future technological advances, giving people, I mean, like there's going to be new types of cells, batteries. And we don't want to have stuff so finely defined in here that we're going to have to amend this over and over again.
That, hopefully, yes.
Well, that's kind of the impression I got.
Yep. Leave room for growth.
People are going to need these to charge up their Teslas and other Biden mobiles. Or what did I say? I mean, I think conceptually, the idea to make this a permitted use with limitations takes some of the burden off the Board of Zoning Appeals.
Yes.
Conceptually, I think is fine. And I think you said before the meeting commenced that a lot of what you did, you researched similar zoning ordinances in other similar communities. What any Ohio, Northeast Ohio communities that you looked at?
Yeah, there were several. It was Franklin County up in Columbus area. I can't remember them all. Dayton. There are only a couple townships that really have any kind of ordinance for it. But mostly the cities is what I depended on.
No, and that's fine because Stark County is different in that our townships tends to be more urban in character, whereas if you go to Tuscarawas County or Holmes County, the townships are rural.
Yeah.
And they just won't. They're not going to have zoning, whether for solar panels or at all.
The units are expensive too, so I don't see everybody putting them on their houses.
I'm surprised at the number that we've gotten over the last year. That I didn't think it would take on that
I'm
rapidly,
shocked,
but
'cause it doesn't
they
take
were
that
being
much.
offered that rebate.
Yeah, good solar salesman.
Yeah,
They probably have really good margins on their
they
sales.
got like $6,000 grant though. Like,
Yeah.
that's still a lot of
Still
money.
a lot
they
of
have
money.
to-
Take a long time to recoup that.
Yeah,
People are applying for them, though, as you said.
yeah.
They're buying them and going to a Board of Zoning Appeals.
Are the ones that are going to the BZA the rooftop ones? Has
Yes.
anyone have any come across that are the ones on the ground?
No, ground mounted.
The makeshift ones.
Has BZA turned any of them down?
I think one, but it was because of the application. No. I'm sorry. The applicant or the company did not show up to the meeting at all. They couldn't answer any questions.
Okay. I mean, the attitude of BZA, BZA is reflective theoretically of the community sentiment, and that sounds to me as though BZA, hence the community, doesn't have a problem with well-regulated solar systems.
Oh, and I think, Tom, you mentioned during a call we had earlier this week or last week that there's legislation in the General Assembly that may be cutting off the township's ability to regulate this the way we've been talking about today.
Yes.
You want to talk a little bit more about that?
The legislators have passed a bill that a large solar farm, 5 acres or more, cannot be controlled by the township at all. It goes to the county, and the county commission gives a yay or nay on the solar farm. The only thing that the township can do is to lobby the commission prior to and say, listen, we don't have the room for it, or the land that would take to put those on. And again, 5 acres is a minimum for those. They can go up to 20, 30, 40 acres, 100 acres with no problem at all. Because the larger it is, the more money they're going to make. But the bottom line is the county is the one that controls that.
Unless we pass something like this.
Well, we can control the medium-sized, 5 acres and down, or the homes. So that's what we're really
Okay.
trying to do here, is control the medium and the small.
So we're not trying to take anything away from the county.
No, they have control of that entirely.
I think those farms are probably likely to go in areas where land is less valuable.
Well, I was thinking, there's not that many 5-acre lots out there that haven't been a house built on them already in Plain
Yeah.
Township.
Well, out in, the sparse counties, they can work very well. In Nevada, in the Nevada-California border, there's nothing there. And they've got, they must have 800, 900 acres of solar farms built out there. So they can transport that, they just hook up to the lines and it goes. So yes, they're very rural areas can.
Well, I think their problem there is they have to park next to an existing line, because if they're just going to throw it anywhere, they're going to run into costs hooking up with existing networks.
It depends how far that is, right? Oh, it must be worthwhile, because like I said, in Nevada, there's nothing right at the California-Nevada border, nothing but desert. And yet they've got just a huge solar farm. I don't know where they've hooked up or how far it took them to hook up, but it will go a ways.
Yeah, Brewster has one, but I don't know how many acres it is. But I don't foresee that we'll ever see a 5-acre, 6-acre, 7-acre solar farm in Plain Township.
Yeah, I hope not.
Yeah. If we do, what the heck?
Yep.
Any other questions at this point? Not to say you can't have some later.
I'm good.
Do we want to try and go through the marked up version of the proposal for section 603.13 accessory solar energy systems?
I think so. That's how I would proceed, yeah.
Okay, well, let's go at it. Page 1. I was concerned by the zoning, or by the Regional Planning Commission, about whether the permitted accessory use in first paragraph is appropriate or not. Anybody have a problem with that based on just anyone want to discuss that further?
I think the original is fine. I think the comment makes no sense to me.
Yeah,
All right, good. That was going to be my question. Does anyone understand the comment?
Well, I was hoping somebody would explain it to me. It's,
This section in and of itself has conditions. I think this might have been one where you start out right away, you see, hey, there's no conditions, you didn't go through it the first time. So I think it's fine the way it was.
And we're going to go ahead and add the definitions to Article 4 as recommended.
Yes.
All right, before we leave that, before we leave the definition section, does anybody have any suggestions or comments on that?
I have, in each instance, they cross out the word means, and looking at our definition section in the existing book, to be consistent, I agree with crossing out all of the words that say means.
Which one is that, Terry?
Please stop.
603.13A, I know we're moving A
we're on.
over
Okay.
to definitions, but I don't, to be consistent with the existing definitions article, I don't think we need to put in the word means.
I agree, and that takes care of paragraph or subsection 1, 2, 5, 8, 4, 5, 8, 9. The comment, he asked the question and I can't answer it myself. So Tom, how is section 15, solar energy system roof mounted, different from the rooftop solar energy system under section 4 of the definitions? It seems to be duplicative.
I don't even see where the definition is used anywhere else.
Well, there's the rooftop here.
Well, yeah, 4 I saw was used, but 15 I didn't see anywhere it was used.
In fact, going back to number 4, where you say mounted to a structure or building's roof on racks, I mean, do we need the word on racks?
No.
And then, sounds to me as though maybe 15 could come out.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Or, Tom, would it be better to replace 4 with 15 based on the way you put this together from a macro
Clipping out the
standpoint?
roof, a building, a structure, maybe of any size, small, medium, or large.
If we did that.
My issue, and I've marked it on here, is maybe of any size, small or medium, but the large is we're referring to a commercial.
Yeah.
I don't know, you're going to put that on a roof. Again, the large scale is 5 acres or more.
So you think we need 4 and 15 together, both?
Oh, no, I think they're both basically the same.
Okay, well, I think, so
So the question then becomes
Which one do we get rid of?
Yeah, which
4 or
one?
15 is the better.
I would say, I would keep 15
That's fine.
and remove the large scale.
okay.
If you keep 15, then you're gonna have to
And
go
you're-
through the
you're
rest
at-
of the ordinance and rewrite.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you're gonna have to pick it apart.
Yeah.
Might be more work for you.
Well,
It
why don't
will-
we
it will
change the
definitely be.
definition under 4 and keep calling it rooftop solar energy systems? But use the actual verbiage of 15. Seems to
So,
better
well,
suit the,
There's another problem with 15. It uses the capitalized active solar energy system, and I don't see that as defined anywhere. Maybe I missed it.
Although
Well, no.
it's used in number 12 as well.
Yeah, it's
And
used
number
throughout.
11.
it's used throughout the definition section, and it's not always capitalized.
What's the difference between an active and an inactive?
Yeah, is there a passive version?
Or, yeah, that's another.
It says passive here. under solar energy system.
Oh, you know something? Good point.
Okay, so just so we're clear, it looks like we've branched into two different considerations. Number one, we need to decide what language we're going to use under item 4. And we need to capitalize sections of, or need to capitalize some of the words used in the definitions to be consistent with the capitalization used on other sections of the definitions,
Or uncapitalized.
or uncapitalized.
Or on, yeah.
I mean, we're not in Germany where every noun is capitalized, but a lot of lawyers and a lot of documents I see, and John will concur, use more capitalization than a German novel.
Ausgezeichnet.
Nicht sprechen Sie Deutsch. Doar romanesce y español.
Yeah, put that in, Tom.
Would there be an issue? Yeah.
German, or was it Spanish after that?
Common spelling. Would there be an issue on lower, just removing the capitals on those?
That'd be fine.
I think that's I think removing them would be fine as well.
Yeah, unless they're
As long as it's
unless they're
everyone-
brand names or something like that.
So what we're doing is getting rid of 15 and removing the capitalization from active solar energy system.
Well, what I was trying to say, let's remove the definitions that have capitalized active solar energy systems need to be
Yeah.
made the same, and I think we're going towards not capitalized. My suggestion was that 4 and 15 seem to cover the same thing, and that if we could solve the solution, we could, but the 15 solar energy system roof mounted is not used anywhere apparently elsewhere in this, rather than just zapping 15, I would say I'm going to suggest we take the verbiage of 15 and put it in at number 4.
Agreed.
Because this is the definition under 15 that I think Tom wrote the rest of the proposal for it to fit into.
Right.
I'm fine with that.
I'm getting into something I don't know anything about because I'm Googling it, but there are passive systems
Yeah.
that go on homes. The way this is written now, if we take the definition that's in 15, if we take those words, put it into 14, then the
Into 4.
into 4, then the passive system would no longer be a permitted use.
Okay.
And I believe the passive system is you heat the water, and the hot water heater, it just comes from there, and it's really a different system.
It's not photovoltaic.
Okay, so
So what I'm saying,
It's
so
also not exterior mounted.
the permitted uses.
Pardon?
we have rooftop
Passive is
solar
not
energy
exterior
system,
mounted.
and if we use this definition for rooftop energy systems, it would only allow an active solar energy system. It would not allow a passive solar energy system.
Can we just add passive in the description?
Sounds from what I'm hearing from Tom, it sounds like passive systems aren't going to be exterior mounted anyway.
Well, I'm
Not the
sorry.
expert.
They are mounted to the roof.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm
They are
sorry.
exterior.
The sun heats up the water in the system. It's like a radiator.
Oh, like the ones you have on
Yeah, it's
for above ground pools.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, now I understand.
It's not
Yeah.
converted.
It just heats up the water and
It's
use.
actually heated and, circulates.
I get it.
Those don't have much use though for homes, do they? I mean,
I haven't seen one on a roof, and I think that would be a really old system. I think maybe for pools it'd be more common, but
okay. So the question that Mr. McCallion asks is still potentially relevant. And we could just take out the word active. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, you could do that, Terry, and that would take care of it.
Yeah.
All right,
On 15?
That becomes
15, 12, and several other places, 11.
15, 12,
16.
16.
Just remove the word active.
Yeah,
Okay.
11. Somebody already said that, right?
did.
Yeah, I've got 11, 12, 15, and 16.
Although it's under 11, it's hard to imagine a 40,000 square foot passive system. But
Okay, so, so going back to the original question, are we going to replace the language in 4 with the language from 15 and then create 15, or 16 becomes 15?
Yes, and then we're going to take out the word active throughout.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, okay, good, excellent.
Very good. I didn't catch that.
Well, that's what outstanding, ausgezeichnend.
Okay. It's not a language I speak, I'm sorry.
Well, I don't speak it either, it's just one of those words that stuck from high school German.
At least something stuck from high school. So long ago for me. Not sure I
Okay,
remember anything.
so that gets us through, we need, on section B under permitted uses, we need to delete solar,
Yeah.
the second time it's used in section B1.
Yes.
Yep.
I also wonder if we need the S on systems at the end.
Either is fine. Either the singular or the plural.
Okay, we'll leave it the way it is.
Yeah, I'm not bothered either way.
The next is under section C, conditional and permitted use. They want to insert some language regarding permitted use, conditional and permitted use. I don't know,
I think it's conditionally permitted use.
conditionally permitted, okay. Is there a problem with that change? Or do we want
That's
to
fine.
adopt that?
I think it helps.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
You see that, Tom? It'd be, what he's proposing here, what we're suggesting is, shall be a conditionally permitted use under C.
I don't have that.
That's from David Thorley.
Oh, are you conditionally permitted?
Yeah, conditionally permitted, yeah. That's what he's proposing.
Oh, okay, yeah, we've got that one.
Shall be, yeah, okay.
His next suggestion, if I may move forward, is under section D, where he suggests we move to each district section that spells out
Conditions.
conditions, okay.
I don't think we need to do that. It just makes it repetitive. Because you got to go back to this anyway if you're going to do a system.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, and this, what Tom has prepared, it goes in what is called general standards and special provisions, so I don't see the need to restate it in each RR, R1, whatever. I mean, this is appropriate for Article 6 of the code.
All right, so we're rejecting their change, leaving language as is?
Yeah.
Oh,
We're going to renumber, those things are renumbered in the rewrite that Tom did.
Yes, we've already renumbered them.
So we've got it. I don't know, did they get this section? Looks like they did.
Did you all receive the marked up, the corrected version?
I have,
It was redlined.
Yeah. It looks like this.
I did, but I'm using,
I think it's back in the packet.
I was using the one that was circulated.
Yeah, that's one I was using too.
Well, the language isn't changing on a lot of this stuff. It's just the paragraph numbers are different.
I've got a marked up version if anybody needs it.
Anyone else?
I got one.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in the packet.
I'm okay with
That was the one off
these.
the,
Yeah, with the handwritten notes.
yeah.
Okay, so I'm on to third page of the original accessory solar energy system recommendation, where it says a roof/structure mounted solar energy system. What I see on this page is just correcting form. Uncapitalizing some certain phrases, changing rights of way to right of ways.
I think rights of way is grammatically, it doesn't matter.
I
do think rights of way is probably more grammatically correct. I mean, Dave Thorley, he has his opinion and I've got mine.
Well, I'm just pointing out
Why don't we just leave it our way and put the word in after in, located in a road right of way.
That takes care of
That
that.
takes care of any,
okay. The other changes on that first page, anyone have any they're just grammatical and
well, 10B is a little bit awkward to me, but let's see if I have the right
Solar
one.
energy system on the structure.
Yeah, you could, it's property, comma,
Site.
and show location of sewage treatment systems.
And couldn't you just put that in the laundry list there, underground utility lines, any sewage treatment systems, easements, and any structures?
Yeah, that'd also work. Yeah, actually, it would work, yeah. Your suggestion is a good, John.
you get that, Tom?
Trying to find where you're saying to put it.
The site, it says section 10, a site plan,
Yep.
subsection B.
Do you want to add it to,
Just add to the laundry list, above and underground utility lines, after the comma, put sewage treatment system, any sewage treatment systems, comma, easement, yeah, just
okay.
tuck it in there.
Everyone okay with that?
Water on the board at one time.
Yeah.
Now, water.
Welcome to my pain.
And the last suggestion on this page is just to put a paren 6, closed paren after the 6 at the very bottom line.
That's fine.
Makes sense.
Okay.
Similar, the next page is very similar. It's more about organization and capitalization of terms. And a few corrections like 6 feet again. Anyone have a problem with the ground and wall mounted solar energy systems as a conditionally permitted use being renumbered and corrected as indicated on the markup by the Regional Planning Commission?
I do not.
Fine with me.
Okay, and I'm okay with the proposed changes. I mean, here is an example of where, Tom, you are, some types of solar uses will still have to go to BZA. And I agree with the fact that you're suggesting that the ground and wall mounted go to BZA, because
Good.
that looks, it's not as easy a look to like as roof mounted.
You know, oftentimes they're well over 6 feet high to catch the sun, and your backyard is filled with this gigantic 6-foot thing.
Okay, so I'm okay with A, your concept, and B, regional planning's stylistic changes.
I'm fine as well.
Okay, anybody else on the section E that we've been talking about, or following section F, which is something about color?
Yeah, and the word walls could be wall. Or my,
Like apostrophe S?
yeah, just the walls. Oh, yeah, apostrophe S, yeah, thank you. Or it could be just wall material and color. Either is fine.
Anyone have any preference on that?
I'm not going to stake out a position.
I like wall, singular.
Okay, wall singular, and then material / color.
Just wall singular?
Yeah.
We all going with that? Okay.
Next is G is permit.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but F, there's this colons here and there that we need to be consistent with. After the word design, there should be a colon.
Yeah, and that's suggested by regional planning,
On F, I don't, okay.
On F, and
F1 and 2. In G,
no, G doesn't have a follow-up.
Colon, and then there should be a colon there, I guess, if we're going to do that. I don't care, as long as we're
they
consistent.
had colons everywhere. I didn't
He's
even
got
see
them everywhere.
that.
I mean, permit requirement, if it's the only one, do we really need to number it?
No,
I don't think so.
So let's not.
yeah, just
Ignore that. Okay, I'm on page 1 of 603.14, principal solar energy production faculty of the original markup from the Regional Planning Commission. I think we've already taken care of the first issue where it says remove from B district with some of our earlier retention of language used by Tom.
Their only substantive change on this is inhabited. Do we want to address vacant?
On that, I would propose just have it read towards any adjacent properties, period, you know? We don't even need the word inhabited buildings there. It's just towards any adjacent properties.
It almost doesn't matter if it's
Mhm.
inhabited or
Right,
vacant, it's to
you-
prevent glare.
Right.
Right. Tom,
Okay, so
Tom, before,
we'll take that out.
Adjacent or just
No, take
cross
out
it
inhabited building or on, so that it reads any adjacent properties.
Or it's any adjacent property.
Yeah.
And I think we want to change right-of-way to right-of-way instead of ways with the colons that have already indicated by the RPC.
that's fine. Tom, before we go further, philosophically, here you have this as a conditionally permitted use in RR and the industrial districts, and that's consistent with the prior iteration. I mean, your intent was that this is not even being considered at all within a B1 or a B2, correct? No. Okay, that's fine, and that's consistent with what was passed in 2013. All right.
Dumb question because I don't know solar. Does the glare always go towards an adjacent property? Or does it go up or?
There are actually no glare anymore.
Oh, okay.
The way the covering is made, it absorbs the sun rather than sends it off.
So it might be moot.
Yeah. Okay, then I don't care. It's a moot point.
Yeah, I think the main reason I put it in is the possibility that that should change
Yeah, no, that
for
it
whatever
could-
reason.
It could change. I mean, if technology changes such that, I don't know why, I'm not a physicist, that if a system that has glare is more efficient.
Well, that's why I was saying earlier, there's all kinds of different ways this can be improved upon, and new ideas come out, and new power sources, and just need to be cognizant of that. And I think Tom's done a good job on that.
Yep.
So number 4, under section 603.14, first paragraph numbered 4 should read, starting with the second line, small g for glare towards any adjacent properties as well as adjacent street right of way, omitting, inserting the colons and omitting the S on right of ways. Okay, that's, get that, Tom?
Yep.
Okay, next page, we're starting with, says paragraph 10, all costs.
No, wait a minute, aren't we still in 9?
Mine's at,
Oh, you're at 7?
9 looks like a bunch of
Capitals.
capitalization correction.
There is one thing that I would suggest in 9. While we have a defined solar energy facility, let me make sure of that, we do not have a defined solar facility, so we should add the word a couple times, the word energy on lines 2 and 3 of section 9. Because I think that's your intent, Tom.
Okay, walk me through that again, Terry.
Yeah, okay. 9, line 1, solar energy facilities. Line 2, it says solar facilities, and I think what Tom meant was solar energy facilities, and the same thing on the 3rd line. Just add the word energy. Because solar facility is not a defined term. You know,
Solar energy is,
Solar energy facility is not defined either.
no, it is.
It is?
Yeah.
solar energy system.
Yeah. Number.
System, I don't,
So Yeah, good point.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
We have small solar facility.
I think that was their point, was make that lowercase because it's not a defined term anywhere. I'm fine adding the word energy, just to make it consistent, we can leave it lowercase. We don't have to.
Yeah, let's leave them lowercase and add the word energy. Because even if not defined, I mean, the English language, you can look it up in Merriam-Webster. Or Samuel Johnston.
I prefer Google.
I prefer Samuel Johnston.
Well, we have the same issue on the next paragraph, number 10.
I mean, on 10, I think just in 11, I think removing the capitalization is fine.
Yeah, but we need to add the word
energy.
energy.
Oh,
as well.
I agree. I don't
Okay.
disagree with that.
Okay, no, just so we're clear.
Yeah. And again, on 11, you'd do that. And 12. And 16 and 17.
13, I think, is duplicative of G.
G was in the other statute, wasn't it?
Yeah, we're now dealing
we're
with the
next,
commercial,
yeah.
or actually industrial.
Yeah, okay.
This must have taken you some time, Tom.
It did.
So what are we looking at, paragraph 11 or 12?
Well,
Or something else?
I mean, 10 and 11, I mean, we're uncapitalizing, and then where it
And
says
adding
solar
energy.
facility, add in
Adding energy,
Energy.
right?
Right, got that.
And then the same with respect to number 12. I'm okay with removing the words other restrictions.
And decapitalizing
Correct.
and adding the word energy between solar and facility.
Under 13 and 14, I don't think we need to have
Yeah,
an A for either one of those.
I don't need, I agree. And I think
We don't need the A?
We don't need it. The way it was typed up is
Is fine,
fine.
yeah.
You need to be consistent on rights of way in 14.
Just to make sure, we're taking the S off the rights, put it on ways, or are we the opposite?
Oh, I know that in the first
We just say
instance,
a
John
road.
said A right
In
of
a
way.
road right of way.
Yeah,
In a road. Right of way, so there's no S at all.
Right.
On either side.
They were close where they put that A.
Section 15C, engineer's office.
That's fine.
Yep.
well, actually, you can take the Stark County sanitary engineer, you can take off the S and the office. I mean, that's
Sanitary
Stark
engineer.
County sanitary engineer is sui generis.
Yeah.
I mean, I deal with him all the time, so.
So do we want to remove that S?
Remove the S and the word office.
Yeah, and remove the word office.
And actually, I was working on a complaint today. The Stark County Health Department is not, that's not actually its name anymore. It's got a longer name.
It is the Stark County Combined General Health District.
Oh, my.
I know because I'm a 16-year board member.
There you go.
So you voted for the longer name?
That name long predates my being part of it.
Do we want to reflect that or leave it the way it is?
Well, I would leave it, I think you can leave it the way it is because it does business as the Stark County Health Department.
Okay.
That's what everybody calls it. I mean, its technical legal name is that it's a district, but it is the health department.
Right. Okay, well, I'm fine with leaving it as is.
On 16, are we going to put energy in there?
Yeah,
Decapitalize and insert energy in between the two. So the zoning district was identified as conditionally permitted use. I think that's a good catch there on 16.
yeah.
And then 17 should be decapitalized solar facility and insert
Solar energy.
energy in
facility.
between.
Yeah.
In 17, why do we need the words "were identified as a conditionally permitted use" in 17? Why can't we just start at any solar facility shall comply?
Yeah, because
All conditioning.
for the purposes of 603.14, everything is a conditionally permitted use.
Oh, good catch.
That's what you have when you have 4 lawyers and a member of the public, a real estate
Who
professional.
knows more about solar energy panels than any of the rest of us? Okay.
Probably true.
So how are we going to reword that?
In
Just 17 is going to start any solar energy facility shall comply.
Any solar energy facility, so the first portion is gone.
If we get rid of that first portion, is it going to confuse people if they're reading the prior section, the prior statute, and then this one, and think that they may need to have a RUMA,
A what?
the road use maintenance agreement and all
Oh,
those
okay.
requirements?
Oh,
I know
RUMA.
we're reading them as separately, but if someone in the general public is reading this, are they going to read this section and say, oh, I want to put a solar panel on my roof? Do I need this?
I don't know. You're thinking that on a residential?
Yeah, someone may just say, oh, I want to put this on my roof and start reading these statutes and get confused and think they need these things. We're lawyers, we're going to know, oh, that's a separate statute, but
We're-
Joe Schmo might not.
I
I don't have a strong opinion, I just wanted to bring it up.
No, I understand your point. I guess I wouldn't worry about it.
I mean, you could say any solar, it should be energy facility.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Any solar energy facility.
facility under this section 603.14.
That, you know, I would take
That would-
care of it.
Yeah.
okay.
Shall comply. Okay. Okay, 17 goes on for the next page, it seems. Well, wait a minute, I'll go back to B17. Do we want to include the definition, the initials for RUMA.
There, it's pointless. I'd pull the initials out because after the second use of the initials, I don't see RUMA anywhere else.
It doesn't save anything.
Yeah.
So,
Just, you want to remove the rumor then?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't need where he wants to insert it, and we really don't need it.
well, there's, under 17A, we don't need it there because we're not going to use it. And then under 17, no, that's still part of 17A.
Yeah, we don't really need it because you just leave the words in a road use and maintenance agreement and just get rid of that.
Tom, I look at some of my documents a couple days later and realize that I did the same thing. I, do like a
Define a term.
RUMA, and then it turns out I never used the term again, and what was the point of the phrase?
Yeah.
But I only catch that like 2 or 3 days later,
I usually catch it years later.
or sometimes years later. Good point.
And I understand why it's the practice of law.
Yeah.
Okay, where you at? Show me yours. Come up yours. Yeah, you really don't need it.
You need to fix rights of way and the,
Yeah, you really don't need it.
is it referring to 17A or 17 lowercase 1?
Oh, the 17A, 17B, et cetera, et cetera. And
Something else?
No, I think
Oh,
you're.
okay.
I think we're good.
Okay.
There's a question that you get to the next page, the second part of 17A. Why only small solar facilities systems?
Should that be just the solar energy facility?
Provide for the adequate maintenance, protection of township, maintain, protect.
50 megawatts, that's a pretty powerful, that's a heck of a cutoff. You mean megawatts or, I mean like a full-size nuclear reactor is going to be about 800 to 900 megawatts the capacity. Did you mean kilowatts or megawatts?
I'll have to recheck that.
Yeah. I think you might have,
You're right, the megawatts would be huge.
yeah. Let me see. I'm going to make sure that I'm not just imagining that.
Jeez.
A gigawatt is 1,000 megawatts, correct? Yeah, okay. Google, which is never wrong, says that a typical reactor will have a gigawatt of energy capacity. And I mean, it's not uncommon. I think like Davis-Besse is probably 800 megawatts. So I'm thinking maybe you meant kilowatts. Thinking.
Well,
Oh yeah, so you have solar farms that are producing 50 megawatts. So, yeah, I think you meant 50. Maybe we need to go back and and so in definitions, a small solar facility is going to be 50 or fewer kilowatts.
It's on page 1.
the first page under definitions, number
Right,
5.
Right. And I'm sorry I didn't see that before.
So we're going to put kilowatts in there.
Yeah,
And Tom, if that turns out to be wrong, you let us know.
Yes. I think he's right.
yeah. It's part of that great store of useless knowledge I have in my head. There's a lot of it.
Okay, safety services.
I'm going to have to add energy to all of these
Yeah,
in
I
C
agree.
and D.
Well, small solar facility
But you
is
define,
defined,
yes, it is.
so you don't need to change them. You just need, and actually, they should be all capitalized. Or no, we decided not to capitalize.
Well, yeah, they were capitalized and,
No, we're not.
right.
Yeah, there is a definition of small solar facility, and the definition is pretty clear.
And it's also the same term is used in subsection B, safety services.
But I mean, the concept behind the safety services section, I think, is a sound concept, Tom. Not only sound, but I think necessary.
Or again, on letter D, no, E, we have adjacent buildings, the reflection.
we just put adjacent properties, but what's unreasonable glare, you know? I would say so as not to reflect glare.
What section are we looking at?
E,
He would turn to E.
Okay, well, I had a couple of questions
Oh.
before that.
okay.
Isn't this, let's see. Talks about, oh, where did that go? Okay, section C1, under location. Rooftop solar energy system.
That's a
So
defined term.
we took care of that by, okay, yeah, that's
a
the one we
defined-
took care of. We moved that into a different, never mind, that's good, that's
Yeah,
fixed.
it is good.
Solar facility is not defined
Yeah, but
per se, but we're decapitalizing them all.
and then adding the word energy.
Adding energy.
Except that for small solar facility, you don't add the word energy
Right.
because that is a defined term.
Okay. Solar energy system. Okay, we're down to E, right?
I think so.
Okay, I've caught up. What do we want to do with E?
My proposal would be arranged in a manner so as not to reflect glare onto adjacent properties, period.
properties are roadways.
Yeah,
Do that too.
Yeah,
If that's consistent with the prior.
yeah,
Be fine.
yeah. Us old timers, so we don't.
What's wrong with
get too
glare on
much
roadways, Terry?
Road? Huh?
What's wrong with glare on roadways? It shouldn't be problematic, should it?
No,
You age a few more years and you'll find out. I'm probably 6 to 12 months away from cataract surgery.
You are?
Yeah,
Oh, boy. Okay.
well, they've been predicting I'd need it for several years, and it's like, well, your cataracts haven't
You
moved.
just get the lens implant, Terry, and then you can just,
that's what I did. Now
That's what I
my lens
did.
implant has cataracts.
Oh, gosh.
beautiful.
I did mine, and I'm 20/20. I just use these for reading.
Perfect.
Well, it's coming.
So it says, under glare, its solar panels shall be placed or arranged so as to,
So as not to
not to
reflect glare
reflect glare
onto
onto
adjacent
buildings,
properties.
properties, or roadways.
Yeah, I'm saying onto adjacent properties or roadways.
Yeah, because the rate, I mean,
Okay,
No buildings.
the building is on your
So adjacent
grounds,
properties.
so
Okay.
well, do you want roadways or right-of-ways? Because we keep talking about public rights-of-way.
That's kind of the same thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Rights of way are fine.
yeah, I'd be
If
okay.
this means the same thing, let's
Yeah,
stick
we've
with one
used that.
term.
We've
Okay,
used
change that to right of way.
or rights
Yeah.
or any right of way.
Yep.
Fencing, sort of something you're hoping will happen. Harmonious and compatible. I don't have a problem with it. I just wonder how you would enforce it.
Yeah, what is harmonious?
I'm picturing-
Whatever you think it is, Tom.
I'm picturing a 8-foot fence with barbed wire on top right beside someone's house. Probably not harmonious.
It might be harmonious if it's next to a gravel pit.
You love your gravel pits, don't you?
I mean, I don't say that we have to change it. I'm just wondering.
See, I think it's fine.
Okay.
I mean,
I don't have any issues the rest of the way through.
I don't either.
I don't either. I don't know what he means by indent.
Well, the A, B, C, D, and E are, I think,
Oh, okay.
indented.
Got it, got it.
You know, format wise.
Yeah, well,
It's a formatting issue.
Yeah.
You know
and we
what,
do- We've done that.
you know, the whoever prints the pages for this book will do it themselves anyway.
Yeah, they will actually.
So he's saying we should indent all of those?
I think so.
That's what I got out of it.
I have no
Anything-
problem with it, and as I said, the publisher will do it anyway.
Okay.
Anything else?
I don't have anything else.
There's going to be a few changes on, did you guys, I hope you got these pages at the back.
That's the red line version.
If you did got
This
more.
one.
Oh, I see what you
The very
did.
end.
That makes
Two pages
sense.
Okay.
attached to this version that
Okay.
Add the following definitions to Article 4. That's the,
Oh, yeah.
We had to make changes
Yeah,
because of the not being a conditional use.
God bless.
Thank you.
Right,
And those are the areas that we made the changes.
okay.
well, I've memorized all those sections, and I'm quite sure that this will work.
Well,
Well, I'm going to move to recommend the approval of,
Can I bring up one
Yeah.
more thing before you do?
you can, sure.
I also have to remove each conditional use under each zone has its own page of what those conditional uses are.
correct.
Yes?
So everywhere we have a conditional use as an accessory solar as a conditional use, I have to remove that page from the book
Yeah, yeah.
out of each zone.
Right.
So I just want to let you guys know that that's what's happening.
Yeah, it wouldn't be consistent.
So there's a,
Wherever there's a conditional use, RR, these are the conditional uses.
okay, right?
So if we go to, I think it's this one. Under accessory solar, these are all the regulations under a conditional use.
That comes out.
And this page needs to be removed out of each one of the zones.
Right.
Okay, well, that sounds like a matter of,
Just housekeeping, really.
yeah.
So basically,
I'm good to
Are
move.
those,
Good to
well,
move now.
well, don't you,
With that being,
Please do.
With that being said,
Reference to
I'm
that's
going
this
to,
page,
He
that's,
wants to
they're
stick
listed
there.
here.
Definition in here, and then one.
No, that is just
155 is a very
moving
lengthy-
the accessory use from conditional use
To
to a
permitted.
permitted use.
And then you got to take the permitted use out. The existing ones.
Then I have to take all the conditional
Or
uses
conditional
for
uses
that
out.
out.
right.
Okay,
Plus, we're taking out the 155,
Well,
Yes, yes.
yeah,
That's a conditional use that we're taking out.
yeah, which Ginger is reviewing right now,
Pardon?
which she is reviewing right now.
It's all under control.
Yeah, we're good.
All right, before we vote on this,
Well, I guess,
Go ahead.
the form that was printed out for us to fill out only gives the options of approved, modified, or denied. Can we
That
approve,
should have been changed.
can we approve as modified?
Here,
that's the new one.
I put in all new forms with the modification in there.
Approved. I guess what I'm saying is if we say it should be modified, do we have to come back again and vote to approve it?
No, you're approving the modification. And that modification, because this is
We're
what,
going to move to approve, recommend approval as submitted with the amendments and modifications discussed this evening.
Yeah.
okay, you,
Here's what I would say.
well, that's the old one.
Oh, I see this. He's adding.
Here's what I'm saying.
Here
We have
for
to check one of
permitted
these
uses, then yanking out.
boxes.
Well, you can do your minutes however you
Yeah,
want.
that's what, okay, I just wanted to make sure that they weren't
That's not the
affecting
way I'm
this.
moving.
yeah, she didn't type in the approval.
Yeah.
You want, should I put in the approval
Approval of amendment as modified.
You're right,
So-
right.
as modified?
So that's the motion I'm making. I'm moving that we recommend approval of amendment number 583-23 with the modifications thereto discussed in this meeting.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none.
The only discussion I would say is I would say thank you, Tom, for taking on a difficult task. I mean, coming up with legislation that can withstand the nitpicking of regional planning, plus us, is a good deal. I mean, I think that in terms of letting the use of solar be easier in the future is a good thing, especially when we all need to charge up our new electric golf carts.
It's true.
Every time I ride around a cart at a golf course, I'm thinking, I'm riding in the future.
Tom, is there any special language you have to use to administer the oath to the newly elected officers?
Not that I know of.
It was just I just realized it was here on the agenda. Administer oath.
No, I think we should call
I
we should call the question
Yeah, we've got to.
That's fine, you're right.
and
Let's
look at
take care
that,
of
yeah.
Both of our officers are attorneys at law and thus already sworn officers.
Okay, well, any other discussion regarding what Mr. Seeberger brought up? Seeing none, I will take a roll call on the vote.
Did we get a second?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ginger.
Coon, that's right.
Yeah.
Ms. Coon.
It's up to you. I mean,
You approve.
I'm going-
Approved. Sorry.
I was going to say, I'm going to say yes. So what you say is up to you.
I wasn't sure what you were asking me for. I apologize.
You're yay or nay?
Yay.
There you go. Mr. McKellen,
Yes.
Mr. Rumbacker,
Yes.
Mr. Seeberger,
Yay, yes, approve.
and Mr. Crawford.
Yes. Okay, do we want, if there a particular oath that we're supposed to be administering, I don't know what it is.
Administering oath?
It's on the agenda.
I mean,
I guess, I've never done it.
Ian, you're a sworn officer of the court.
I'm just asking a question.
Okay.
All right.
If that's done, I move to adjourn.
Second?
Amen.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, say nay. The ayes have it unanimously. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
Tom,
you,
for
guys. Thank you all.
Attending to that.
It was me.
We got through that a lot faster than I thought.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so.
Would probably be a revolt.
Hey.
Is there anything upcoming that you want to give us advance notice, even though it may not be set in stone? You indicated there might be another meeting before the end of the year.
Yes, and I have the language on that already, so what I will do, I haven't sent it out, I haven't got anything back from, oops. Thank you.